Alright, y'all, what's up? My name's Tim Ream. I'm here today on the 61st day of 75 hard. I'm going to be doing back today. If this workout doesn't go the 45 minutes, I'm going to throw calves in there at the end. That being said, it's also the 61st day of spring cut. So I've got basically 2 more weeks before the 75 days expires. I'm at about 1,000 calorie deficit right now, so that would be about another 15,000 calories I'll take off. Fat wise, we're looking at about 3 pounds roughly if I bump my activity up. So about 3 more pounds I'll be able to lose. I'll be down to about 160 or something, maybe 158 by the end of it, depending on water weight and all that stuff. Got down a little bit farther than I thought I would. I thought I was had a little bit more muscle on my frame and all that stuff. But basically, I'm going to extend the cut out further. I may even do another round of 75 hard just to fucking drive it all home. But I'm going to go probably at least another 30 to 45 days with the cut after the program's over. So I've still got like technically 60 days left. That being said, yeah, just gonna get into it, man. Just regular back workout, the exact same one you guys have been seeing me cover. Same workout, same exercise within the workout. So yeah, let's fucking do it, man.
People greatly misjudge what it's actually going to take, and they also misjudge how much money they need to make and how hard it is going to be to make that money. The idea of what it takes versus what it actually takes is almost polar opposites in culture right now. We have all these people on the internet telling all these people who are just desperate to make some extra money that it's easy, quick, pain-free, and you're going to be rich, and I'm going to make you rich. And all of that is a lie. All of it. Okay? Becoming successful is way harder than you think. It takes way longer than you think. It takes everything you got, and if you don't give it everything you got, you're not going to make it. What is up, guys? It's Andy Priscilla, and this is the show for the realistic about the lies, the fakes, and delusions of modern society. And welcome to reality. Guys, today we have Q&A up. That's where you submit the questions, and we give you the answers. Now, you can submit your questions a couple different ways, but guys, you can email these questions into askandy@andypriscilla.com, or you can go on YouTube in the comment section of Q&A episodes and drop your questions in the comments as well. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole intro today because this is the midweek Q&A. And if you listen to the first couple shows,
So this is kind of the
let's not forget the feed.
First year I've really been executing on the principles that I just learned, all the fundamentals and all that stuff. Cutting, calories, the 1 set to failure system, all that stuff. Seen super good gains. That being said, I'm really thinking that year 2 and year 3 are going to be really, really phenomenal as far as physique goes, muscle building, and also just being able to dial in the leanness of my body when I want to, and also how to navigate the kind of the dietary aspect, because I went in really hard calorically, and I'm just I hit diet fatigue. Well, then I found out you should probably throw some high carb days in there, so I think I'm going to be able to navigate it way more effectively on year 2 and year 3. So, and I just think it's just going to be, those are going to be some really good years coming up here. So this one was good, and I can just see the foundation of what I built, but I'll really have everything really fine-tuned by then. So, looking forward to it, and it's going to be good, man, real good.
What's going on, man? Why are you always laughing at your own jokes, dude? We're trying to do a serious show here. What's going on, man? How you doing? You good? I don't know, I feel extra smart today. Show's been doing good, man. I'm getting big headed.
to try this movement with like just a straight bar. And you can see the movement here is like, it's just really elongated, and you got a lot of weak points in that movement before it hits the lats. And if you think about a lat pull down, like a nautilus or a pullover, I mean, it's basically you're just driving your elbows down by your sides. I've been trying to think of different forms that I could mimic that with, the cables. The best thing I can think of is like a palms up, pull down with a straight bar, where you're just like, but biceps up, where you're just kind of driving down. And I've been wanting to do it. I think it'd be really efficient for you guys. You know, you might want to try it, but I just don't want to burn my biceps out before I start hitting all these other movements for back. That's the only reason I've really stayed away from it. So I've been trying to do it like the next exercise, I pre-exhaust with this one, and then I'll go over with the close grip palms up, the pull down, just as my second exercise basically. You know, I'm not really wanting to burn out those biceps like that, but I think it would be super effective. Maybe I'll try switching it up, or placing it somewhere else within the workout. You know, third exercise or something, maybe just to try it. At some point, anyways. But I think it's going to be the best. It's going to take the most stuff out and give the most isolation. And if you could do that maybe even in a seated position, I think it'd be, I don't know, it'd be, I think a good variation maybe.
Is it not really that loud, or I mean, does it really matter in this? I mean, in today's culture, you know, I mean, there's a lot of people that don't have social skills, who don't know how to date, who don't know how to meet people, who are, you know, addicted to their phone, and whether or not we agree, I think you guys all know that, like, I don't think that's a good thing, but we can't argue if it is or isn't. I mean, it is.
Get one more warm-up set in, then go to our heavy sets failure.
This whole OnlyFans thing, it is going to be a trend. I don't see it being like this long-term thing. So do you have any recommendations? Well, why do you see it not being long-term? I don't think culture will tolerate. I think there's going to be a swinging culture to where like there will be a morality culture, I believe. I think that's right. And so I think like as far as just like the demand for that product though is infinite. Potentially, for sure, but I mean, we're already seeing, you know, there's states that have already, you know, changed the requirements for like porn. Just simple porn checks, right? Like you have to have age checks and verification. I think there's going to be an elevation in morality in society.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby.
And so with that, I hope. Well, dude, let me ask you this. All right, say there's a married couple, and sexually they're into voyeurism. Or somebody, you know, like watching them have sex, and they do OnlyFans together. Is that immoral?
And there's like certain things too, like a lot of this personal development stuff, gym stuff, it takes a minute to get down. And there's this saying, it's like give time. And I'm starting to see how true that really is, because I started on my diet, really heavy caloric intake, right? Then got into diet fatigue, running negative all the time. And then I find out, oh, well, you need some higher carb days in there. So I tried that, it worked. And so it's like, to really get all of this stuff in and fit it into your routine, it's like you have to fail your way first, find out it doesn't work, then add this in there, tweak it, but that takes time. And then you'll get off track, then you get back on track until you realize, you know, you start walking that fine line because it's just more efficient and now it's a part of you. So it's like a lot of these things that we're all trying to implement in our lives and develop. It's like, dude, it just takes fucking time, man. It's going to be trial and error until you get to the point where it's like, I just feel like doing it on a daily basis is just more efficient and I run and operate better whenever it's in my routine rather than whenever it's not. Whenever you get to that place where you've worked out all this shit It's just fucking powerful, man.
Those women, and
But it takes time to implement all this shit.
I'm not fair.
All right, let's hit this set to failure. We're gonna go to close grip, palms up, pull downs.
In society, and I don't think it's good, bro. I don't think people are meant to see unlimited naked females at their disposal any time of the day, 24 hours a day. I think it's very disgusting, and I think what it does is it actually destroys men's motivation to try and become and achieve and build and become the best version of themselves, because that's really one of the biggest motivations for men. One of the biggest motivations for men to build a life is so that they can have more choices when it comes to women. And women probably don't understand that because women have a lot of choices most of their life. So, you know, when you remove the motivation for men to, a big part of the motivation is to become something that produce less.
That shit was pulling my feet towards the fucking rack the entire time.
So,
trying to fight the weight
yeah, bro, there's girls that make
from pulling you forward and do the exercise at the same time.
Well, that's a whole other thing. A lot of you just got in trouble.
Not the most ideal situation. It's like trying to do a fucking bunch of pull-ups while the bar is swaying. Now you're trying to stabilize it, and you're just expending energy on shit you shouldn't have to.
I think it removes motivation. I think I take away.
Still got a good contraction squeeze though.
People to see your girl naked or doing shit, take that away and throw that out the window. When men have unlimited selection of or through OnlyFans or through men that can get anything they want, because there's men that can do that, like they're at the highest level and they don't exercise discipline, it actually removes motivation for them to become what they're supposed to be. And you know, when you meet
time for the straps
that you love and that you connect with in a real way, that person should help drive you to become the best version of yourself. And so, you know, that partnership is very, very crucial to the success of a culture, because we have roles and we have a partnership that is pushing people to be better.
Let's do one warm up and then do the heavy set.
Get whatever they want, whenever they want. You get a bunch of passive people in the basement that jerk off 20 times a week. You know what I mean? And that's what we end up with. And they don't build anything, they don't conquer anything, they don't think anything, they don't become anything. And, you know, society loses out. So, I mean, I think there's a big discussion that could be had there that could be hours and hours long. But, you know, I don't think that you can't say it's not a business. But, you know what I mean? I love it, man. I love it. Guys, man. I got 3 good for you. 3 more. 3 more. All right. Guys, any question more? You get that one? Remember the guy that's like knocking?
And you can see that movement right there. Close grip, palms up, pull downs. It's pretty much that exact same fucking movement as Nautilus pullover. You're not getting as far behind your head, but you are able to just drive the elbows down right by your lats, right to your side, kind of. Especially if you're not leaning back too far. If you're more, you know, at a vertical position, then that it almost does kind of mimic a cable pullover or Nautilus pullover, kind of. It's about as close as I'm going to get to that movement. That's that Dorian Yates shit, dude. He got big ass fucking lats from that Nautilus pullover machine. Kind of jealous. I wish I had one. I tried looking for one whenever I bought all my equipment. They were like $5,000. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm good. There was some that was cheaper, but still, I ain't dropping $1,000 on a machine just for one function. Smith machine, that was like $1,800. You can do fucking 1,000 different things on it. I'm all right with that.
Understanding that you're executing the basics from a tactical standpoint. And if you understand the tactical techniques that it takes to build a business, to market, to brand, to fulfill the customer, to scale, all of these things, When you understand those and you execute those, and then you become the best version of yourself, you become way more effective, and then you will make a lot more money. But this idea that you can just do all of these things and money's just going to come flowing in the door, that's not true. So you might be a little misunderstood there, bro. So that's the first part of the question. The second part of the question is, how can I get more customers and my business is not getting better? Well, that could be a lot of things, man. Like, I don't know exactly what your problem is. Your product could not be good. Your message could not be resonant. You could be telling a poor or a weak brand story. You could have, your product doesn't fit right, or it's inconsistent. Maybe your ads aren't resonating. Maybe you're taking too long to deliver the product. Maybe when people are doing the product, it's fucked up. Who knows? Like, there's not enough data here for me to tell you what's wrong. But what I will tell you is that if you think that you're just going to do some cold plunges and lift weights and get ripped, and then you're going to become a multi-millionaire, that's not the case. If you learn the basics of business, and what I would encourage you to do is to go back and listen to every single project, and then consider joining our intensive, and we go through these exact topics over the course of a year, and help guys just like you on what to do. And then you meet hundreds of other people inside that group who are on the same mission as you, who honestly are your go-to network. So
We got all the warm-up sets in that I'm gonna do,
how do you get more customers?
except for whenever I get over to rows.
Not knowing exactly
The rest of these is just sets to failure.
You know, I can tell you where most people fuck this up. Most people fuck this up, and they think they're going to launch something. They think they're going to make a product. They think they're going to have a big launch, and they're going to get 1,000 customers.
Still got some weak points in my back from my surgery. I can feel them. If I'm leaning back more, I don't feel them as much. Whenever I'm straight up and down, I can really feel my spine kind of pulling apart, decompressing kind of. I had rods and screws holding all that stuff in right at the center of my back. And from about right here down, I think I really need to start strengthening that. Thinking like morning glories, I think they are. Or just like, you know, back extension or something. But I feel like I need to tighten those muscles up because I'm starting to feel it on these really heavy fucking movements. Working around injuries, dude. Actually, I'll be 34 tomorrow, June 29th. And, you know, after 10 years or about 15 years of lifting weights on and off and shoulder injury, elbow stuff, knee stuff, back surgery, just working around a lot of fucking shit. Especially whenever you take a lot of time off and then try to piece everything together. Legs are a little weak, grip strength ain't there. You're fucking building back all that shit one piece at a fucking time, dude. You get one thing down and then you'll find another bottleneck or weak link in the chain. You're like, oh, I need to work on that now. It's like, fuck.
How do you scale culture around your brand? Well, your brand's got to mean something. It can't just be a shirt with a saying on it. Now,
whenever you're young, just from a guy who's explaining to you all this shit right now about your health and building back all these broken pieces of yourself, if you can keep momentum all the way from whenever you're young till my age and keep going and never have those breaks in between, dude, if you take those breaks 1 year, that might set you back 2 or 3 years, you know, really like in the gym, because now you could have made another year of progress by keep going, but now you've got to go back, build for a year, and then you can move forward. So technically you'd be ahead like 3 years if you don't take off 1 year. Theoretically, 2 to 3 years. Alright, heavy set to failure on this.
Which, by the way, is the right way to do business. It's the ethical way to do business. It's serving them in such a way that they tell the story about you, your brand, and what it means to them, and that will get you more customers.
Love it. I love it, guys. Any question number 2?
7 years experience. I recently moved from a worldwide company with thousands of employees to a small company with 30 employees, and I am one of 2 engineers. It is me and my supervisor on the engineering side. My new company, the owner or CEO, is passionate about the design of our products and tends to micromanage the engineering side. For example, sometimes he will force me to design something his way, even though I can prove to him that his ideas present several issues. Basically, since he is the boss, it's his way. That's one issue. But the other thing that bothers me is he will make comments like, quote, I'm wholly responsible if this product fails. So basically, I'm being told I'm accountable, even though I'm being forced to design things a certain way that I don't agree with. The shit really is fulfilling. I'm nervous about what could happen. Any advice on how to manage it? Yeah, on the first point, well, that's the way business goes. If you want to design products your way, and you want to do things your way, you should go build your own 30 company or 30 employee company and do that. Okay, right now you're a partner, which means if your owner or your CEO or whoever wants things done a certain way, you have to do those things a certain way. Now, your job as a valued employee is to raise the objections and to show, hey, I don't know that this will work, or I don't know this is the best idea. And what it sounds like is that you have a hard time bringing that to your supervisor without you feeling like you're going to have to do so. So what I would recommend is having a little bit more of a backbone, understand that he wants, first of all, I think it's great that he's passionate enough to micromanage, okay? Instead of you being upset that this person wants to have their hands on it, maybe you should be thankful that this person cares so much about the company, about the direction of the brand, and where it's going to go, and how that's going to affect you and your family. Maybe you should be grateful for that instead of complaining about it. Because there's no cases the CEO is off-site all the time. They're at home, they're on the way, they're on the boat, they're fucking off, they're in Italy, they're not helping me. That person, whether you agree with them or not, is helping you. So while they might be quote-unquote micromanaging, and it might be annoying, try to be thankful for it, because I'm sure he's not micromanaging because he wants to fucking lose, okay? So that's the first thing I would say. The second thing I would say is what I said, already, which is you're an employee, you get paid to do things a certain way. But if you want to be a super valuable employee, you should point out the objections that you have based upon your expertise, and potentially your supervisor, who's been doing something that you do much longer than you have, has probably already thought those through and maybe knows exactly why he wants to do them that way versus why you want to do them your way. There's so many times where a young person who is a skilled person, like a designer or someone with technical skill, like an engineer, who believes that they know because they went to school exactly what needs to be done, and this person who's been doing something for their entire fucking life doesn't understand because they didn't go to school. Here's the reality. There's probably a very good reason that person is telling you, no, we don't want to do it that way, and I will bet that the reason is because they did it that way before, and it produced a negative outcome. And what's happening, in my opinion, in this scenario is there's bad communication on both parts. The CEO or the owner is not telling you why we shouldn't do things that way, so it's leaving you confused, and it feels like you're being micromanaged instead of working together on a project. The difference between micromanaging and working together on a project is communication. Hey, this is why we can't do this, because the last time we did this 10 years ago when you were 12, it fucking did this and this and this, and we fucked it up, okay? That's a teaching moment that a lot of CEOs don't do because they just want to get the shit done, right? So there's communication issues on both sides here. But the second part of it is, you should understand that your value as a paid employee is increased by bringing things to the supervisor that will improve the brand. And you have to have the nuance and the ability to understand the difference between you wanting to do things your way or you wanting to do things that are good for the brand. Because your ego, which you have, is the same as that person's ego. And naturally, as human beings, we want our decisions to be chosen because they're our decisions. But in reality,
typically be a little bit stronger on that movement, I think.
It doesn't matter.
especially from last week.
Decision we go with, as long as
Last time I did it was 6 days ago.
your job is to communicate the
So calories really ain't there. That's a factor. Potentially didn't have enough rest, but probably more than just don't have the calories in me right now to, build what or replace what I had.
I know I don't know everything, okay?
Replace the resources that I depleted last time I did the exercises.
Or maybe there's a good reason that they're saying no. But either way, there's communication here.
Important thing too is to lift hard and heavy still in your cut so you don't lose the muscle, and keep your protein high. About the only thing you can do, and don't do it too fast. Don't try to cut all your weight in 4 to 6 weeks. You're gonna lose muscle mass. But spread it out maybe, 10 to 12 weeks. Plan for it better. Alright, I'm going to go over here to seated rows. I'm going to do 2 warm-up sets, heavy set, and then do just some singles, and we'll be done with back. Check the time here, 26 minutes. So probably take us another 15, probably. We'll be right at the 40-minute mark. I'm not going to say I'm going to throw calves in there just yet. We'll see where it ends up at.
You think you just got lucky? You see what I'm saying? So have communication, open it up, be respectful, be open-minded, be willing to learn. And you should be very grateful for that CEO that wants to walk by your desk and say, hey, this needs to be this way, that needs to be this way. While it might be annoying to you, that person wants to fucking win more than most CEOs, and you'll find that out if you go work at other places like you already had. Why'd you leave that first place? Right? You see what I'm saying? So you're the way I'm hearing this is you're not really happy you go. You're not happy when no one pays attention to you, you're not happy when someone does. So what the fuck? Maybe it's a you problem. So I thought about 2 things here when I was thinking about this.
Oh.
A little bit this ego thing here, right? Like, so you don't want to get a big head. You don't want to What? No, but it made me think of it made me think of 2 things. And the first thing is like, sometimes you're not able to see your full potential, and your boss does. Yeah. So like, you may think that what you just delivered was, the best shit since like, it might be the best. And it might be, yeah, but because you lack the perspective and the experience, you don't know the result that's going to produce. Right? Or like, I can just from personal experience, working with you, right? I've been with you for a while. I've seen this at play. Like, I've seen people deliver something, and it's like, fix it. Right? And it's like, well, what the fuck, man? What's wrong with it? Exactly. And then there's this. And then they'll say, well, I don't know. Well, yeah, you wouldn't know because you've been doing this 25 years, right? But I don't expect you to know. That's why
Oh, yeah, baby. I used to do this workout at the gym.
It's 10 times better.
Used to like it a lot.
They quit trying hard.
Now that I've got all my equipment,
Ideas, and they remove all value from their.
I started doing it here. Now I like doing it here versus the gym. I'm just used to the range of motion, which the gym's equipment is a lot more like solid and it ain't moving around or anything. And whenever I got this equipment, I had to kind of get used to it, different ranges of motion. I did buy cheaper equipment. Not cheap, but as cheap as I could find it. So it's like rocking on the concrete a little bit while I'm doing calf raises and shit like that, but really it doesn't matter, dude. Like if you have dumbbells and you're serious, you can get in good shape with just dumbbells if you're creative. You can do fucking squats into military press, down to squats to military press. Like you can do everything with dumbbells if you're fucking serious. So really, the equipment you have, you should be able to make do with it. Alright, one more warm-up set here. And we'll go to that heavy set.
And you automatically think you know more than me, you're probably making a pretty ignorant mistake. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's probably a whole lot of them with that person as well.
I'm going to go as heavy as I possibly can on this last set.
There's a 98%
which ain't this one, but the next one, is fucking trying to pre-exhaust the muscles with this movement a little bit before I get into that one. Use these to really warm it up. So whenever I do put that heavy ass weight, even though I might not be going exactly contracted and all the way stretched in the most proper form, since I pre-exhausted on those first ones with the warm-up sets, then I'm just putting heavy fucking stress on that muscle and just driving it home. You know, it really is going to kind of make up for the difference in my mind, and you'll feel it too. So if you don't feel it in the area you're trying to work, then what the fuck, dude? Like, if you're doing bench and you feel it in your fucking triceps more than you do your pecs, what the hell? Same with this.
One's pro soccer player and two college athletes. Big house, great practice, 2 grand baby. Life is good. Damn, you just killing it, bro. I'm killing it. My question is, as a high performer like yourself, how do you prevent the quote-unquote good enough? How do you prevent that thought from creeping into your mind? Because most nights, I just want to come home, float in the pool, have a cocktail, and enjoy the fruits of my labor. So how do you prevent this idea from creeping in that it's good enough? Well, sometimes it's good enough.
Oh yeah, baby.
It's good enough, you know?
I fucking love this movement, man.
Because it's a lot different than what most people think. When you have enough money in your bank account that you can live at the lifestyle you want for the rest of your life, and then have that exact amount of money left over, okay, for emergencies, not talking about an extra 100 grand. I'm talking about double what you think it's going to cost, and it's good enough. Okay, because there's going to be things that come up, there's going to be things you want to do, there's going to be things you want to buy, there's going to be lifestyle improvements, and when you're at that level at 50 years old, I just had a friend of mine. I had a friend of mine who's 53 years old who made hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, sitting on stacks of cash.
Man.
Going through a hard time in his life and business. He's got so much money he can't fucking.
Can't wait till I get to start bulking again.
Why are you doing this, dude?
Start really working on my weights and driving all those weights up and all my different exercises I'm doing.
Okay, and most people think
oh, it's gonna be fucking nice.
And then when they're 35,
get all dialed in. How many rest days do I need? How many calories? How many sets do I need? All that shit, man. Dude, it's fucked up. This summer has just begun, and I'm already thinking about next summer.
There's nothing worse than the financial pressure of having no money.
Probably need to stay where my feet are today, huh?
Money's extremely important. So sometimes
I'm only gonna get there if I focus on today.
You're gonna need to redirect
all the way, you know.
Something else.
And then do that for tomorrow, one day at a time.
Maybe it's a
alright.
Like I have another
definitely can feel it, not on my wings, but in the back, like the trap and that just the center along the spine, I can definitely fucking feel it. I've pre-exhausted those muscles there, so get right into this shit.
Now he's happy doing that. You see what I'm saying? When you're built to fucking go to battle, you have to have a project to work on. And as entrepreneurs, high achieving people, we have to have a project, bro. We have to have a purpose. We have to have a mission. We have to have an enemy to defeat. And if we don't have those 3 things, we're fucking miserable. That's what high achieving people are built for. So if you're going to replace, you know, whatever it is you've been doing, which you sound like you might be a little bored with, you got to find something else to replace it with. All right, that's gonna satisfy those things, or you're gonna be miserable. This idea of like going to the beach and just retire. Oh, that. Okay, after like 3 days, it's fucking stupid. Yeah, like, bro, you just like if that's what you feel like you're missing out, just go to fucking 3 days. Just go do it. Yeah, come back. Yeah. But dude. The thing is that people, here's the fundamental reality, is that people greatly misjudge what you're actually going to take.
Range of motion definitely locked on that one. But it's okay, because this next movement we're doing is really going to drive it home too, so.
The idea of what it takes versus what it actually takes is almost polar opposites of culture right now. We have all these people on the internet telling all these people who are just desperate to make some extra money that it's easy, quick, pain-free, and you're gonna be rich, and I'm gonna make you rich. And all of that shit is a lie. That is all fun. Okay? Becoming successful is way harder than you think. It takes way longer than you think. It takes everything you got. And if you don't give it everything you got, you're not going to make it. And even if you do give it everything you got, if your skills aren't good enough, such as the first guy in the first question, you won't make it. So you've got to have the recipe of all of these things to make it. You've got to remember that this is rare. It's not this thing that everybody gets to do. The internet makes people believe that winning is so common and so they make it seem like it's the default. No, losing is the default, bro. Being broke is the default. You have to work your fucking ass off to not be one of those people. And most people are broke and they don't know it. They don't realize that you're in the broke category. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're barely making it and you're living in an apartment and you're stretching and you have $200 left after you pay all your bills, guess what? You're broke. Okay? So what do you have to do to move from this situation? Okay? You have to get more skills. You have to provide more value. Whether that be on your own company or the company you work within. And you have to be undeniably great. So how do you do that? Well, that takes an investment on your own time. You can't go out and party with your friends. All these people that you see driving Mercedes and BMWs and Bentleys and all this shit, these motherfuckers didn't go out every fucking day of their life. They didn't do all this shit that poor people do. I hate to say it like that, but like, bro, going to the bar every weekend, that's poor people shit. It just is. And I'm not trying to be an asshole, I'm just being real. Like, most people do not fucking do that. Okay? So if you talk about like fake it till you make it, it's not fake it till you make it like some of these dumbasses on the internet where they get from every dollar they have and make themselves as some sort of successful person. That's not what it means. Fake it till you make it means fake the behavior of wealthy people until the behavior starts producing a result. And so, what do people do? Wealthy people make sure their shit gets done. Wealthy people don't abuse substances. They might drink, they might smoke a little, but it's not a regular thing. Okay? What else do? They work harder than most people. You know, the funny thing is that the people I know that don't have to work happen to also be the hardest working fucking people I know. What do you think that means? That doesn't mean they got successful and decided to work harder than everybody. It means they started working harder than everybody 20 years ago when they were nobody and they developed that habit, and now they've materialized all this success, and people think it's like a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. Okay? The reason that the people who have the most money wake up every single day and they develop that.
The form was sloppy as fuck.
Right? And these are just the realities of becoming successful. And I'm not saying that everybody has to become a mega millionaire. Like, dude, that's not what everybody wants. Some people just want to have a little more money. And some people just want to, have a little more freedom. And that's okay too. I'm not sitting here on my pulpit saying people that don't have money are pieces of shit. But if you want more money,
you got enough time to do calves.
If you want to be wealthy,
about
it takes a lot more than that. And
6 minutes, not really, but I'm gonna do them anyways.
Sport, right? To be a wealthy person, that would be the equivalent of being on
I didn't take a full day off yesterday. Actually, no, I didn't. I did arms last night. So that's probably maybe a factor too.
20 years of fucking work as a kid.
Did biceps and then do back the next day. I don't really like having that much overlapping where I'm working the muscle group without at least a day of rest in between, but it's kind of how this split fucking falls. Not the most ideal, but it is what it is. Alright, switch the camera angle, we're going to get calves going.
I can't wonder why you never achieved anything, okay? Just because your parents are bitter losers doesn't mean you have to be, all right? They're telling you that, you're believing that's the way it is, and then you're not even trying, and you're showing up at work talking about, I showed up on time. That's your win? I showed up on time? In fact, I don't give a what time you showed up. I care about those results. That's what everything's driven by, bro. So if you can't put numbers on the scoreboard, you're worth less. If you put big numbers on the scoreboard, you're worth more. I don't know how to explain this any more clear than that, and people have such a hard time getting it. You know, like just because you work somewhere for 5 years doesn't entitle you to anything, dude.
Fucking nothing, man.
Well, huh? Nothing.
Entitles you to absolutely.
I know, bro. But like, you know, you got to be good. You got to be undeniable, and that's the only way to win.
I love it, man. I love it.
Like, do you think that these guys play pro sports, bro? Like, have you ever seen a pro sports contest? Baseball, hockey, football, basketball, soccer, a contest, a competition. Have you ever seen the losing team, an MMA fight? Have you ever seen the losing fighter walk up after the fight and be like, bro, I should have won, I tried harder. I should have won, I'm black. I should have won, I'm a woman. They get laughed out of the fucking game, bro. I know, but in business, in people's career, these are actual thoughts that people think. I try hard, so I should get paid. Well, you can try hard all you want. If your skills are low and you suck, that doesn't matter. You have to try hard and have skills. And you know how you get skills? By reps, and putting in time on your own, and taking time on the weekend, and learning your craft, and reading at night, and doing all these things that the other wealthy people are doing. Okay? So let's clear this up. You have the wrong perception of what it takes. What it takes is
pre-exhaust with
as long as you do, you're willing
2 or 3 good warm-up sets.
People who become wealthy.
Boom, heavy set to failure.
That's the bottom line. If you're willing to do that,
You go over to seated. We'll do 2 sets to failure on that. Boom, done.
That's the way it fucking works, man.
Total of about 3 to 4 all-out sets to failure
Go pay the fee.
for calves and fucking be done with it. I'm gonna replay this last few minutes of this podcast here. I didn't really hear it.
See what I'm saying? Right. So, and that's where like the technical knowledge people and the experienced people disconnect. It's all about communication.
I love it. I love it. Well, guys, our third and final question number 3. Hey, Andy and DJ, love what you guys do. Love the loot. I went to Logan University in Chesterfield long before it was called Logan University. We loved every minute of our time there, except for that goddamn Provel cheese. You watch your goddamn mouth. How about that?
Provel cheese.
He's hating on Provel cheese. That's just the shit. Anyway, he says, anyways, I'm nearing my 50th birthday, and I've worked my ass off to provide for my family for the past 23 years. I got a great wife, a great family, 4 absolute beasts for kids, 1 pro soccer player, and 2 full rock college athletes. Damn, big house, great practice, 2 grandbabies. Life is good.
Damn.
Killing it, bro. Fucking killing it.
Yeah.
My question is, as a high performer like yourself, how do you prevent the quote-unquote good enough? How do you prevent that thought?
I still feel like that's the movement right there.
I just want to come home.
If you're wanting to build like the big, like inner part of your calf, just like that fucking softball, man,
It's good enough.
standing calf raise is where it's at for me. Pretty close together. Lean back some so you get a really good stretch at the end. Versus if I'm doing like seated, which I really like seated, they feel really good. But I feel like they build the outside of the calf and then that muscle underneath. So it's like if you had like a slimmer calf and that raised up to that softball, it'd be more pronounced. But if you're building this part, that wide part at the bottom too, then it doesn't really give that center or that big top mass the pop, you know, that people are looking for. And I still do them just so I've got the equipment. I like the fucking movement, but it probably isn't the most efficient aesthetically. But the standing, if that's what you're after, I feel like that's probably the best movement because that's the only place I feel it, dude, is right there along that fucking, that inner part of the calf while I'm doing these.
Most people think it's good enough when they're 30, and then when they're 35, and then they buy into this idealistic culture of, I'm just gonna float through life, I'll figure it out, you know, whatever happens, happens, and then they run out of money and they get in a panic and they don't know what to do. And I'm gonna tell you, as someone who's, you know, gone through a large part of my life with no money, there's nothing worse than the financial pressure of having no money. Okay? Money's extremely important. So sometimes it is good enough, and dude, if you're a high achiever, you're gonna need to redirect that focus into something else. Maybe it's a charity, maybe it's a sport, maybe it's a hobby. Like, I have another very good friend of mine who was very successful in business and retired pretty early, and for 4 or 5 years with nothing to do and was going crazy, and they started a gun company, a custom gun company, where they make the nicest firearms in the world. Now he's having
Alright, this is the set here.
when you're built to fucking go
Go put up weight here and then do a all-out set to failure.
As entrepreneurs, high achievers, people, we have to have a project, bro. We have to have a purpose. We have to have a mission.
This machine ready over here and then do that.
And if we don't have those 3 things, we're fucking miserable. That's what high achieving people are built for. So if you're gonna replace, whatever it is you've been doing, which you sound like you might be a little bored with, you gotta find something else to replace it with. All right, that's gonna satisfy those things, or you're gonna be miserable.
It's the only downside right here.
Go to fucking Cancun for 3 days.
Let's go do it.
Yeah. Come back. Yeah. But dude, the thing is that people, here's the fundamental reality, is that people greatly misjudge what it's actually going to take, and they also misjudge how much money they need to make and how hard it is going to be to make that money. The idea of what it takes versus what it actually takes is almost polar opposites in culture right now. We have all these people on the internet telling all these people who are just desperate to make some extra money that it's easy, quick, pain-free, and you're gonna be rich, and I'm gonna make you rich. And all of that shit is a lie. That is all of it. Okay? Becoming successful is way harder than you think. It takes way longer than you think. It takes everything you got, and if you don't give it everything you got, you're not gonna make it. And even if you do give it everything you got, if your skills aren't good enough, such as the first guy in the first question, you won't make it. So you gotta have the recipe of all of these things to make it. We gotta remember, dude, winning is rare. It's not this thing that everybody gets to do. The internet makes people believe that winning is so common and so, they make it seem like it's the default. No, losing is the default, bro. Being broke is the default. You have to work your fucking ass off to not be one of those people. And most people are broke and they don't know it. They don't realize that you're in the broke category. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're barely making it and you're living in an apartment and you're stretching and you have $200 left after you pay all your bills, guess what? Like, you're broke. Okay? So what do you have to get removed from this situation? Okay? You have to get more skills, you have to provide more value. Whether that be inside your own company or a company that you work within. And you have to be undeniably great. So how do you do that? Well, that takes an investment on your own time. You can't go out and party with your friends. All these people that you see driving Mercedes and BMWs and Bentleys and all this shit, these motherfuckers didn't go out every fucking day of their life. They didn't do all this shit that poor people do. I hate to say it like that, but like, bro, going to the bar every weekend, that's poor people shit. It just is. And I'm not trying to be an asshole, I'm just being real. Like, wealthy people do not fucking do that. Okay? So if you want to talk about like fake it till you make it, it's not fake it till you make it like one of these dumbasses on the internet where they go out and spend every dollar they have to present themselves as some sort of successful person. That's not what that means. Fake it till you make it means fake the behavior of wealthy people until the behavior starts producing results. And so, what do wealthy people do? Wealthy people associate with other wealthy people. Wealthy people make sure that their shit gets done. Wealthy people don't abuse substances. They might drink, they might smoke a little, but it's not a regular thing, okay? What else do? They work harder than most people. You know, the funny thing is that the people I know that don't have to work another day in their life happen to also be...
Fucking blast these home real fast.
What do you think?
We'll be done with them.
That doesn't mean they got successful and decided to work harder than everybody. It means they started working harder than everybody 20 years ago when they were nobody, and they've kept that habit, and now they materialized all this success, and people think it's like a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. Okay? The reason that the people who have the most money wake up every single day and work harder than everybody else is because they developed that habit when they were broke. All right? And these are just the realities of becoming successful. And I'm not saying that everybody has to become a mega millionaire. Like, dude, that's not what I'm about. Some people just want to have a little money. And some people just want to, you know, have a little more freedom. And that's okay too. I'm not sitting here on my pulpit saying all you people that don't have money are pieces of shit. But if you want more money, that's what the fuck it takes. And if you want to be wealthy, it takes a lot more than that. And really takes the entire focus of your life.
So,
professional sport, right?
that was day 61, 75 hard.
On the all-star team.
Back in calves. Appreciate you guys following along with me. Please share, like, and subscribe. If you like the way that I break the workouts down and walk you through them. If you don't, all good. We'll part as friends. But yeah, that was day 61. I'll see you guys later.